Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our second session of Rogue Trader. Kept you in suspense from last week. We had to shuffle things around and reschedule. So to recap from last episode, it was our first official foray into 40K here. So the team was informed that they're both the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Ecclesiarchy were trying to acquire an item, some sort of an artifact. So we had met with both groups, agreed in principle to honor requests from both groups, and set out to head into Footfall, where we were going to go after Raven Harstack is the rogue trader who is currently in possession of the item. So we'll try to figure out how to pry that from his cold, dead hands and deliver it to whomever we choose. So I'll kick it over to Neil, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Alrighty. Yeah, if there's any, I do believe we wanted to have a retroactive acquisition test before you guys left, which is fine. I'll go with that. If you guys are, as long as the crew is good with that.
Anything that makes my arch militant more effective, I'm okay with.
Okay. Well, then I would say you can make that test. I'm guessing you want me to kind of tell you what you're looking at for that test challenge, right? Let's take a look.
Sure.
It's very freaking detailed. Dead air. Let me just get to. There's like one chart that has everything. So
yeah, that I don't have to run down.
All right. So you would have gotten this at. Wow, I'm doing so bad. I'm already blanking on the name of the main station. Not Footfall. Do you know the rarity? Did you see the rarity?
It is rare.
All right, rares, a -10.
Port Wanderer.
That's right, Port Wanderer. So that's going to be +20 standard craftsmanship.
Yeah, not looking for anything fancy.
All right. You would need to roll against profit factor, and you get a +20 bonus to your roll.
So what am I looking at? Like 69?
Yeah, I think you have 49, right? Is that right?
I think it was 49.
Yeah, so you'd need a 69 or less to acquire that.
All right, well, let's see what we got here. Oh my God, a 97.
What?
The guy clubs you over the head and kicks you out of the store.
All right.
I got my one high roll out of the way.
Yeah. You searched very diligently, and you worked with all your contacts. There was a Crusade regiment that came through, and they were really decking themselves out. So there is not a bolt pistol to be found on all of Port Wonder right now.
God damn it.
All right.
Stupid
guard.
Fix
everything, right?
Fucking things up for me again.
You give it the old college try.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, is there anything? Are you guys planning on doing anything to prepare before you land on Footfall, or are you just gonna basically go in and dock? It's a it's kind of, you know, the cantina style of scum and villainy, but an entire space station of it. It's still technically Imperium owned ish, but there is not nearly as much law. So
I would say that as we exit the warp, we will take a slow track in to kind of assess which ships are at Footfall, to find out where Harsack is docked up and maybe come to the other side. So if he decides to open up, we're not like right next to him to present an easy target. So we'll assess all those strategical considerations as we pull into footfall, as we're kind of cruising in.
All right. I am going to need a check for that. And who would be manning sensors?
I don't know, but whoever it is, I'll tell them that they better do a good job. Plus 10%.
Let me open up. It's been a long time since I've dicked around with these extremely specific skill lists.
Scanners would be perception, would it not?
Yeah, it would be...
Or awareness?
Actually, no. So you are looking for something. Okay, let me put it this way. I will let you have perception if you want to use perception, but technically, I believe it would be under scrutiny.
Yes, because there is no perception per se. There's awareness, and then there's scrutiny.
Yeah, so awareness doesn't really work. It would be scrutiny. Scrutiny is based off perception stat, so if you're trained in scrutiny, great. Otherwise, you're taking your role and having it. So... to detect his ship.
Well, he's got a cruiser. Wouldn't we just see it as we started to get closer?
See what?
Wonder
you
if
don't
I can
have
roll that
windows.
97 again.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay.
Well, like you're scanning a scanning thing for ship records. Now the question is he broadcasting a signal, right? Like, is his ship actually actively broadcasting like a ship identification signal, right? Because every ship kind of has its own ID that goes out, so you can track them. He may or may not have, but you also don't necessarily know that ship ID, right? So then
that makes sense.
Is this something that just one of us can roll, or is this one of us
for like scanning stuff? I'm gonna try to keep it so that like everyone can't roll like. Let me look at the scanner. No, let me look at the scanner.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, like some things you could double roll, but in this case, I think it's going to be someone look at the sensors and tell us who's here. I'll let you have it with the scrutiny. I was thinking though, if you wanted, you could also use like. I never know what these.
I'm trying to look in the book because so we actually, does anybody have I don't have the ship.
Not ciphers. I'm trying to think of, I was looking for like the hacking.
It would just be tech use. Tech use covers all that stuff.
Yeah, I love how there's like 5 different searching things, but then it's like tech use, just all tech.
So detection is what we would be rolling. We have a Havoc class, which I think is a plus 10 base. I guess I should have that chip sheet up.
Yeah, I don't know if you had extra bonuses or not based on that.
I feel like we had another 5 because I think we had like the long range scanner. If I'm not mistaken.
There's a good chance of that.
All right, hold on. I gotta. Oh, you know what? It's in the Google Drive. I guess I will have to edit all of this shit out. Seems like we should have been better prepared.
Yeah, I should always be better prepared. I'm sorry, guys. I have a lot of shit going on, so
No, it's us.
On the fly mostly, so
we should have the ship sheet available at all times. I'll have to print it out. I don't know why I didn't. All right, opening up.
So I don't think there's actually a special ability, but I don't think I took it, which was Mastery of Augurs. So that would be a failed detection, but I think I took Mastery of Space instead, since we weren't going to have a. So I think mine would just be
it usually helps to have the piloting bonus over the sensor bonus.
And that's what I was thinking. So mine would be.
I mean, sensors are great, but
mine would be a straight 35, then whatever bonuses.
Well, the detection is 22, so whatever detection is based off of. Now, this is a fantasy flight book, so
I'm pretty sure it's based on perception.
Okay. That would give me, not to metagame it, so I don't know if, since I'm the Void Master, I don't know if I was should be the one that rolls that, or
Probably. I slap you on the back and I tell you, take a look, see what you can find. Harstack's
Okay,
got to
so
be
then-
here. That was the last report.
okay. So then I just go over to the scanners, take a look, and 93 now.
Yeah.
Nothing here, sir. I can't see anything.
There's a lot of warp distortion right now. So yeah, with Footfall just having opened up semi recently, in the last probably few years, you still have warp storms that wreak havoc on your sensors. So
And we
Yeah,
just
you're
came
not
out of
getting
the
much.
warp too.
yeah, so yeah, the sensors have definitely not completely calibrated yet.
So I'm like, are you sure the last report we had was that he was here?
I think there's just a lot of interference right now and trying to get our bearings. Maybe we can check again after we dock to see if we can find anything, but at the moment, no.
All right. Well, Kayne, come here. Did we lose Kayne? Jesse, you're muted. Oh no, PETA got Jesse.
Oh
Jesus.
no, never should have tweeted that.
It's my fault, sorry.
He's like, this game sucks. Fuck this.
Too much fur.
So Jesse, I call Kayne over for a quick conversation. I see a B that should mean he's back. Wow, this is going to be the best episode ever.
Guys, we're already epically failing this.
And then I unmute, and then Kayne takes his headphones off that he was listening to get himself psyched up, and says, "Yeah, boss."
So what do you think is the best plan for coming in here? You're my strategic guy here. We can't find anything on the scanners. Emma says that nothing turns up. I don't want to be parked next to this guy when we come in here.
Well, I say that we throw ourselves in in the best possible dock that'll give us a nice quick out just in case we got to run. While we also want to try to probably pre-position all of our armories so that we can get a nice little quick shot off just in case.
All right, make sure you got everybody on alert. Keep everybody frosty. We don't know how this is going to play out yet till we get our feet on the ground.
I'll line them all up.
All right, make it so.
Fucking really.
All right. So you're making your approach?
Yeah.
All right. You're coming in. You're hailed by Footfall. This is Servitor XB113. Please communicate ship ID and identify.
This is Venari Hallerman of the Heretic Spain requesting permission to dock.
Validating. Permission granted. Welcome aboard, Rogue Trader. Please dock at Section C, Dock 4.
Okay. You had a nice big berth for me there?
All berths are the same size for optimal utility of space.
Good to know. All right. Thank you, Servitor.
You are welcome. All right.
I look over at Emmaus and I'm like, all right, bring us in. Section C, Dock 4.
Okay.
All right. You dock up.
Throw anything for that, Neil, or is that?
Nah, that's
Okay.
standard. You're not going to have a lot of problems with that.
Okay.
I stroke back and forth across the bridge. I stop in front of Jarnan. And I'm like, have you prepared the troops? Have they been properly blessed?
Man, everyone has void sickness. They just can't.
I cross my arms. I start to tap my fingers. I'm like, Jarnan, if I could trouble you for a moment.
Oh God, he's been taken by the warp. Why is he muted? Why is everyone always muted? God damn it.
John, I think you're shown as muted on the screen here. Say something.
Prayer.
Anything? He's deeply in prayer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I get for trying to include you in everything that's going on.
This is not a good. This is not a great start for the Rogue Traders right now.
You're gonna have a ton of editing to do.
Fuck this. I'm going the Ross Payton route. Fuck editing. We're just gonna leave all this in now.
We're going live.
That's why we never have an audience while we're playing.
Yeah.
You were like, oh God.
Oh, we were just up to 4.
Ooh. Well, to be fair, I'm not drunk enough to be entertaining in between, so
you're right.
It's not worth them listening for this pause.
Right.
Normally I fill with fun times.
I look away from him and I look back and then I just walk away. We'll let him fix his audio situation.
You can just imagine that we're all in separate compartments and you're trying to hail him. He's not responding to you.
There you go.
I think you guys are all on the bridge, though.
I'm trying to give you an out, John. Fucking Christ.
I think it plays better to his character that he's just sitting there meditating and ignoring
it.
Yeah, I was just gonna make him a real pussy and be like, nope, he's got a warp sickness. He's just out of it. He's got nothing.
Zoned out.
All right, so presumably we dock without incident then?
Yeah. All right. As you dock, you get your clearances. Who are you just gonna if you're disembarking? Who's going? Is everyone going?
Was there a contact here that we were supposed to meet, or are we just gonna try to find the other house? I couldn't remember if there was someone.
You were told that was where the Rogue Trader's last known location was Footfall.
But we don't have any contact here that we were supposed to meet.
Not that you set up beforehand. However, if anyone has like inquiry, you could use your network of spies and various contacts to track information down. Or you can go ask people as well. But no, you don't have a direct contact. You're kind of on the hunt.
So I wouldn't have agents already in place here. Since Footfall has opened up, we wouldn't have spread our tendrils, as it were. If no, that's fine. I just...
No, you would have agents, but they weren't... Well, I was just saying, like, they don't have, like... You didn't have, like, an agent who was going to, like... meet you to tell you things, right? Mm-hmm. So you can get a hold of people to get information, right?
Yeah. So that's sort of my plan. So we pull in once the ship gets secure. I assume this probably takes like an hour plus to get the dock squared away, to get the ship everything, and make sure all the papers are cleared and all that kind of sort of stuff. I would have the command crew together. Obviously, we're on the bridge. I'm like, all right, we're going to head out. We will pull in our various agents and try to gather as much information as we can. We'll find out whether or not Harstack is still here. If not, maybe where he's gone to. We know that he has a cruiser, so obviously engaging him in a head-to-head battle is not to our best advantage. If we can strike somehow while he is here at the station, that could be potentially beneficial to us. So let's see what we can find. Grab a buddy. Make sure you don't get separated, and let's see what we can find.
Oh no! You can pair off. It's going to be like the devouts versus the not devouts.
Well, yeah, I could. Kayne is my guy, so
figured.
he's with me.
You're all pretty badass. So I was going to be like, oh, you have to worry when the arch militant only goes with one of you, but it's fine. All right, you get ready to disembark. God, that's hurting my ear. The landing bay doors open up. Standing there is a rather large human who's dressed in relatively fine clothes. Clearly a member of the Adeptus Administorum, so he's an Imperial agent, as in, employee. He walks up. Greetings, rogue trader Hallerman. Welcome to Footfall.
How are you? How are things at Footfall?
Things are fantastic. What a golden opportunity for the Imperium.
Indeed, all for the glory of the Emperor.
Well, let me introduce myself, as I'm hoping we become fast friends. I am Calanus Sicarus. I'm the harbor master and chief contact for any trade you may be looking to do on Footfall. Anything you need, supplies, equipment, I can help procure anything we can get, but I will have to say we are a little more strapped for resources than Port Wanderer. I'm sure you have plenty of contacts there.
All right. So how long were we in the warp? So I'm just wondering if we would need to bring on new foodstuffs, refuel the ship, things like that.
Quick, I would say like a week. So you'd be fine. Like the ships can go like months, so
yeah.
Not a huge deal.
Okay, so then I just say currently we are supplied sufficiently. The ship is fueled as is necessary. I have no demands of you at this time. Hopefully that our stay here is up to my liking. We expect a certain level of sophistication while we're here.
Ah, certainly. I know rogue traders only live for the most fine goods in the Imperium, and I can get you what you need. Don't worry, your quarters, should you choose to stay on Footfall, will accommodate only the best. I will warn you, the current, well, let me be friendlier. Not warn, just inform you. The current administrator of Footfall is rogue trader Gallus Zarkov. He is, well, semi-permanently established. It's been quite some time since we have been without an administrator rogue trader. If you have any special needs, or I would suggest if you're going to do anything out of the ordinary, maybe clear it with him first, lest you make a very powerful enemy on the station.
Well, we're all friends here. How long has Zarkov been in charge? This is news to me. I hadn't realized that he was here.
He kind of gets a data pad out, and he's like, clicking away. Well, as my memory serves me, it's only been 5 months, but it seems much longer. I'm not sure what he does. I mean, most rogue traders are out gaining fortunes and fame, and he seems content to just boss people around and, I guess, make money somehow. Perhaps he's trading in the cold trade.
It's entirely possible. He just may be old and content to just sit and administer.
Perhaps he's tired of all of the swashbuckling that the rogue traders are able to find out in the warp.
Indeed. Have there been any other notable rogue traders that have been here recently?
We have many. Perhaps for a price, I could transfer that list to you.
I look at Kayne, and I look back at the harbor master, and I'm like, is there anything that we may have to assuage the harbor master's conscience?
Well, I have always been a fan of a good amasec. Aged properly.
Well, I can see what we have on board. I might have something. I always keep the top shelf stuff for myself, of course. So I'll see what I can transfer over.
Excellent. I'll tell you what. I will. Well, of course, payment up front, but once I see some of these bottles, then I'll certainly transfer that to your datapad immediately.
Much obliged, much obliged. Is there a suitable facility for my missionary to conduct services?
Indeed, the Imperium would not be so bold as to not have a temple for the ecclesiarchy to practice. He transfers basically ship like a schematic of the layout of Footfall. He kind of details, there's, it's it's a huge ass station, right? This thing you're like a 2-kilometer ship that's docked at it. So it's not small by any means. So yeah, there's like residential wings, there's the administrative wings, there's like the merchant bazaar type wing. And then, yeah, the ecclesiarchy has like a massive temple, but it's more than one room, right? It's not like just one giant open thing with pews or whatever. So, yeah, so there's like a huge like complex as well. Clearly not as large as Port Wonder, but certainly big enough to hold, however many thousands of people live on these. So yeah, there's pretty much anything you would think of, although it is significantly less. It's less. There's less trade here, so right, it's not a full Imperium, like full-on huge trade port where a bunch of stuff aggregates. Usually, people are passing through, versus to Port Wonder. So this is just kind of like the stepping stone into the Calixus sector.
Sure. So when I ask about the ecclesiarchy's place, I look over at Jarnan and I kind of give him sort of a wry smile and a wink. And I'll shoo the harbor master away and let the guys know we're gonna head to the local cantina and start to begin our investigation and see what we can find. Tell them to contact their various agents.
Before you shoo him away, he says, "One more thing. I hope this isn't going to be a problem for you. I have been instructed by Zarkov himself that only sidearms may be carried on the station. He has a penchant for more personal weaponry and feels it somewhat uncivilized to be firing rifles and flamethrowers about. So he asked all visitors, including rogue traders, to stow any large equipment and only proceed with sidearms. Now, this does come with that added benefit. He's very keen on honor. So if you have, say, argument with anyone, you are more than welcome to duel them. However, open fire and attacks are illegal that will get a harsh punishment. But duels of honor are encouraged.
Interesting. Well, we don't expect to have any trouble while we're here, so I guess this won't be too much of a problem.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I have to say, you are much more obliging than the last rogue trader who came through.
Oh, really? Did you have a problem?
Well, let's just say he and his crew were unwilling to dispose of their weapons on their ship. And there were some unfortunate incidences. As you can see, the bay next to yours is quite burned and blackened. It was an outrageous fight.
Interesting.
Many died.
We'll keep that in mind. I mean, of course, we're all friends here, so I'm sure we'll have a pleasant stay.
I can tell just from your demeanor that you will get along just fine here, and we will have no problems. If there's anything you need, anything at all, please contact me. Anything else? You know where the map, you can find your way around. You are, I'm sure, a very capable fellow.
Indeed. Thank you for your service.
He bows and then goes off. You hear him start yelling about some cargo off in the way.
Okay. I spin, and my luxurious ermine cloak kind of billows out behind me. And I say to Kayne, I'm like, well, and Jarnan as well. I'm like, well, I guess we're going to have to leave the big stuff on the ship. Be prepared. I think we should be fine. If it needs be, then we will retrieve whatever equipment we deem necessary.
I'm not in favor, but at least I can still take Katrina with me.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Jarnan can just preach them to death.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the Emperor's favor will just strike them down for you.
God, he's tried to do it to me a couple of times.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I didn't look at your character sheet, to be fair, to see who had sidearms. If you don't, you may want to try to acquire them.
Yeah, that's what I did. Thanks.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, we would just have like generic las pistols all over the ship.
Yeah, if you don't want anything fancier than a las pistol, yes, you can have a las pistol. That's like throw a fucking rock, you'll find one of those.
Yeah.
I believe the missionary probably has a chainsword. So
Also legal. So yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Any hand-to-hand is fine. Yeah. Anything bigger than a pistol is a no-no, but everything else totally fine, including power swords or chainswords.
Yeah, I have a power sword and like a fucking melt-a-gun, so like I'm golden.
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, never mind.
I'm sorry, a plasma pistol.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good. I mean, the power sword alone is kind of like, oh shit. So.
Yeah.
They're good.
Hey, I heard Bessie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
Now we can.
Is it like really quiet or?
No,
it's
perfect.
Fine.
All right.
Hey, thanks for joining the game.
I've literally been like talking every like 10 seconds, hoping you guys could hear me one of these times.
Yeah.
Now it worked. But
Like, couldn't even see green bars going up and down on my profile picture, and you guys still couldn't hear me.
So weird.
That's fucked up.
Sucks. So yeah, I have a chainsword.
I thought so.
Putting that out there.
God,
So
I'm
I think
kill myself. I might make up like 1,000 names in this game, by the way, and keep track of them all. Like I make a matrix.
So I think Kayne's going to go ahead. If he goes back on the ship, he's going to drop his armor off at his in his unit. He'll I got a plan.
Okay.
I got a plan. So I'm going to drop it's heavy and it makes me stand out. So I'll drop that off. I'll go ahead and pick up Katrina, which is my mono sword, and I'll probably throw a rock in the armory and grab a las gun.
All right. I would have assumed that you had the mono sword on you when we walked out to,
It clashes
present
with
that
my armor.
Okay.
It clashes with the armor. That's why I get the hell. If I have a Helgon on me, I don't need a mono sword.
It's probably, well, you never know. What if it jams?
It never jams, and it never jams on me.
You don't want to say that. Do not say that.
You're
Never say that. That shit jams. We've had so many jams in this game.
No.
Always at the wrong time. That is a mechanic, and shit will jam.
So if you're going to go back to the ship, if you and Jarnan are going to go together, I'm
not leaving. I'm not leaving this out in the open.
Yeah. So I'll have to tell you guys, inform the rest of the crew that, we're looking at, sidearms and, personal weapons only for anybody who leaves the ship, which should only be a very small retinue anyway. I wouldn't want to have people willy-nilly wandering all over the place.
And I guess we could do a check for it if you decide to use this, but you don't, unless, like, the Arch Militant may have, like, a guard of some sort, like a small force that at his disposal, but you don't really have, like, an army of troops or anything. If all of a sudden you're like, we're taking Footfall by force, you'd have, like, a mook army with garbage guns.
Plus some murder servers.
And yeah, that's right. Well, actually, murder servers is probably the most dangerous part there. Those are pretty bad to deal with, so that would probably be fine. But yeah, I would say the Arch Militant likely has a handful of sort of like commando types that are always around as well.
Yeah, I figured I had like a dozen or so guys that
are like your guys, right? And they would probably be well outfitted. Just in case for future reference, if you're like, do we have any guys like you could radio back to? You probably do have some small contingent. Now they're not going to take Footfall because they can't. There's not enough ammo to just obliterate. You're not Space Marines. You can't just obliterate a whole space station of civilians without getting punched to death. Even so,
yet.
Once you get that power armor, you can. Then you're done. You just punch everyone to death, so you're fine.
So I would say that those guys are on alert, or I would tell you to tell those guys to be on alert and be, near the entrance, exits, make sure nobody tries to sneak on the ship. Nobody leaves the ship who's not absolutely required to leave the ship. Like they're kind of in charge, like their security detail while we're gone.
Right. No, I'll definitely have my beat on and my guys around, and probably have the servitors placed at key locations just in case.
That's fair.
Bay doors. There's just a row of servitors, murder servitors, with like reavers. They're waiting, clacking like hammers and shit. They have like chains. It's like, why don't you give them guns? I'm like, no, they don't like guns.
Broken bottles.
Yeah.
It's like West Side Story.
Exactly. Maybe they're dance fight murder servitors. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely they are.
Whatever you say they are.
It's canon now.
That's right.
They'll snap you and high kick you to death.
Yeah. You don't want to get one of those snaps across your face.
No.
All right. What's the plan, guys? Where are you guys going to go first?
So I think.
And are you splitting up?
So I would take Kayne and head to the local watering hole to see, because I have all the underworld connections and everything else to kind of go in and get a feel for that. See if there's anybody that I know, and then put out gentle feelers to determine where my agents are. I mean, I guess it would get around like when we pull in the giant ship that we're here.
Yeah, you'd probably straight up murder one of your agents if they didn't somehow get alerted. Like, if you dock and come onto a station and they're on it and didn't figure that out without you telling them, they're really bad and you should kill them.
Yeah, they're all drunk.
Yeah.
Because they should basically have hacked the computer, like the manifests anyway, and know if you're coming. Or your seneschal would have said like, "Hey, motherfuckers, they're coming!" Like,
Yeah. So we go in, and I just grab a booth and just like put my feet up and wait for them to show up.
A really attractive waitress, server, whatever. I don't want to promote sexism. So is waitress offensive? Wait person. Well, I wanted to make sure you knew it was a lady server, who's very attractive. Well, we don't get a lot of fancy types like you in this hole in the wall. What brings you here?
Oh, thirst for adventure, the Emperor's glory, thrones, you name it. We're in for everything.
Oh, those are the right words. I love a man with confidence. Where did you get this cape? This is absolutely gorgeous.
I stroke the cape. I turn up the collar, which is like a whatever 40K fox fur. It's like a really like rusty red color. And I'm like, here, just feel right here. It's so smooth.
She's like, that's so soft. Is that from like some far off planet?
Indeed, it is.
Oh, usually we just get riffraff in here, but I just find you utterly fascinating. What can I get you?
Some of your best Amasec. You know what? Just bring the bottle, and why don't you bring yourself a glass?
She laughs. You're too much. I'll be right back.
And I look over at Kayne and I wink.
I'm just shaking my head. She's paid to flirt with you.
Yeah, well.
But you do notice, even without an awareness check, you definitely get like, it doesn't get quiet when you come in, but you get looks because you stand out. I mean, even like that, you're wearing shit that most people couldn't pay for in a lifetime. So they're like, oh shit, who's this guy? But most people aren't going to make eye contact. They're just kind of like, oh god, and then like they kind of like try to purposely ignore you, so that they don't get your attention.
Right.
She comes back with a bottle, and 3 glasses, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So do you guys come with us, or do you guys go do something else?
Well, I would say if you guys are going to do that, maybe we go to the temple. I think it would make more sense if then we could ferret out some information there. If that might be worth it, and you guys go to the stereotypical bar, and we go to the temple. That we might be able to get some information there. I don't know if Bessie agrees with that.
Yeah, I don't think Jarnan would necessarily want to know where you're going right about now and what you're doing when you get there. So I would agree with that, going to the temple and seeing if we can find information out ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to feel like you guys feel like you're being cut out of things.
Well, no, because then it makes sense if we do that. We'll do the religious questioning, and you do the get drunk and talk to people question. That makes sense. So.
Okay. All right. So she comes back with 3 glasses in.
Yep. She pours a very tall one for you. I know you can handle it. And
I can
then
handle just about anything.
And then she pours Kayne just a little bit less. Just to be like she's trying to suck up to the guy wearing the fucking fanciest shit.
I'm used to it.
And a power sword at your waist, which is again not normal. And then she's like, "So is this one for me?"
Sure is.
She pours more than she poured you and just downs it. And sets it down and looks at you like,
And I give her the slow nod, and I'm like, well played.
So she
slow nod.
She pours herself just a little more. And she's like, well, I'm going to take my time with this one, but I'll be back.
We'll be waiting. And I pick it up and I like toast to her, and I just take a sip. Like I don't chug it. I just drink like normal.
I mean, yeah,
like a
hers was kind of
respectable human being.
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost like a fuck you because it's like it's like the most expensive fancy liquor. So it's kind of like a not only am I showing you I can handle myself, she drank a fuck ton of Thrones and liquor in that one gulp.
Yeah.
Like again, she can't buy that bottle of liquor with her salary probably in months. So yeah, there's a huge disparity in classes in this system. As far as like poor people and rich people, the difference is absurd. So you're sitting there for, maybe 30 minutes. You see a guy come in, fairly nondescript. He's wearing decent clothes. He's not like a worker or anything. Pretty well kept. He comes in and sits down next to you in the booth. And he just nods and says, "Lord Captain, I was made aware of your presence on the station. I wanted to come and greet you and see if there's anything that the organization can do for you."
As well you should. We've waited long enough.
I apologize that we did not get word sooner. I will not fail next time.
Indeed, you shan't. What news of Footfall? We have obviously just recently arrived. Last thing I had heard was Harstack was in control of Footfall, and yet I find he's not here.
Indeed, he is not. It was interesting. He was here. However, he wasn't actually in charge. Sarkov was actually still in charge at the time, but he was operating out of here for quite a while. It seems I couldn't get any specifics. We lost a few agents, but I do know an artifact came into his possession, and after that, he started behaving erratically. I can only imagine that it was an artifact of Xenos or warp origin in that case. Something of that much power could easily corrupt a man's mind, especially a seasoned rogue trader who's been in the void far, far too much.
Interesting. Any word on what this artifact may have been?
I haven't gotten any specifics. Apparently, it does have some energy source detectable. So that's how it was originally found. The rumor was they were excavating Xenos ruins on a planet in the system. They discovered a cache, some ancient ruins that apparently this artifact, whatever it was, still had power. And so they were easily able to detect it with the augury. And upon receiving it, or upon acquiring it, there was a lot of talk from various sources about their need to acquire this artifact. Although I don't believe he was the one that discovered it.
Interesting. So what's the deal with Zarkov? How long has he been in control here?
Several months. He's fair but eccentric. I would say things are relatively stable, of course. When you have one person, you only need to know one person's random quirks to avoid. We don't have a great relationship with him directly. However, we've made some inroads. We believe he's trading, of course, in illicit artifacts. It is our belief that he may have been the one who originally obtained the artifact, or at least his men. Whether it was traded, bought, or stolen, I don't know. We have not been able to get any additional information from his men. He's fairly tight-lipped when he wants to be. He is fair, though. He's certainly personable. I would say don't insult his honor and stay on his good side, and you shouldn't have anything to worry about if you're worried about conflict. he certainly could acquire particular items that the Imperium may not want you to obtain if you are on his good side.
Interesting. Are his men reasonably well behaved here on the station?
Well, when your Lord Captain's in charge, you may get a little raucous, but he does not favor his men in the duels. He does allow duels of honor, and a number of his men have come under questionable honor and indeed lost their lives in the resulting duels. So he does not retaliate against the winners of the duels. He simply says, well, then my men should not have been disrespectful to you if you are able to rule by might. So he does have some degree of honor. I will say one person did challenge him to a duel of honor, and that did not end well for the challenger. I would say he is not to be trifled with. He is indeed a powerful man.
Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind as I inform the harbor master. We're all friends here. He just kind of like waves expansively at the bar.
Of course. We make sure that your good name is sprinkled throughout the mines of Footfall to make sure that when you arrive that people feel good. They feel as if an honorable Lord Captain and servant of the Imperium has come.
As well they should. I pick up the bottle and I pour some of the amasec into the glass that she was using and pushed across the table to him.
He hesitates a second. Lord Captain, I am currently undertaking sensitive duties. I appreciate the offer, but would respectfully decline if allowed.
And I kind of give him like the hand roll, like, all right.
Okay, so he like moves it out of the way. Is there anything you would like me to inquire about for you? Is there any information that you would need otherwise? Any items that I can procure? Or any activities that need pursued?
I look over at Kayne and I'm like, I believe you were interested in inquiring a certain pistol. I don't know if you want to let him make a second roll. I mean, if we're in a new place, I don't know if he can make another roll.
Yeah, I'll let him.
Okay.
Yay!
So
yeah, you know me. I'm always looking to improve the collection.
Indeed, an arch-militant is quite fond of his armaments. What can I find for you?
I'm looking for something simple, old school. You got any leads on a bolt pistol?
A truly classic weapon.
Like
even for a pistol, it inflicts quite a deep fear in the commoners especially. It's an honorable and highly sought after weapon. I will do my best. I'm fairly confident I could acquire this for you. I should be able to within, hopefully, the day. If it takes longer, I will certainly let you know. I know you are busy and you have trade to attend to, so I don't want to delay any of your business any more than I have to.
all right, be on your way. Thank you for the information, and will be remembered when we return again.
He nods, stands up, kind of like straightens out his clothing and jacket, and walks out.
And I just look at Kayne and I'm like, oh, what do you think?
It's fishy and ill-timed. So I don't know about it, but I guess we got to kind of roll with what we got.
Indeed. We'll just we'll roll with the punches. We will need to find out where Harsek ventured off to. Maybe he went back to the planet that they were mining already or exploring. We'll have to find out where that was if we can.
Maybe the harbor master will have a little bit of that info.
All right. Well, we'll
He
have to get
seems
some of that.
Seems like a chatty one.
Yeah, we'll have to get that Amasec transferred over to him.
Mm.
All right, you want to cut to the other group?
Yep. All right. You guys go to the Ecclesiarchy complex. What would you specifically like to do? You're going to just find kind of the head acolyte priest or talk to commoners, whatever you want to do?
Probably start with one of the heads, see if we can find somebody that's, not exactly busy, but seems to kind of have a good eye on how the station is, kind of, does mingle with the people, isn't so high that they don't really interact with the people at all.
Okay. You see there is probably middle-aged scribe. He's in the robes of a standard scribe acolyte. You see him kind of poring over data pads. He actually has some physical books as well, which is not super common. I mean, people have books, but these look like they might be older texts. He's kind of reading, writing, but he's not actively engaged in anything. He looks up, kind of turns his head a little bit. I don't recognize you.
That's not a surprise. We just arrived.
Ah, so what brings you to Footfall?
Information. I was hoping that you may be able to help us out with that.
Ah, well, I'm always one to help out a fellow brother. As you can see, information is what I deal in. I am a scribe.
All right. Well, before we get into the exact details, how is this station? Is it good, and does it have a decent amount of fear and awe of our God Emperor?
Well, that's a difficult question. Indeed. I would say, for the most part, yes. On the other hand, there's quite a bit of heresy, I believe, that needs to be rooted out. Of course, when you're dealing mostly with rogue traders and various other ne'er-do-wells, they don't always abide strictly by the imperial law.
Oh. Heretics do have their place in the galaxy as well. If nothing better than to sharpen my sword on. But they can also provide some useful information while they're doing that.
Of course. I would, of course, always want to exploit any heresy in order to further the light of the God Emperor in the universe.
Likewise. Perhaps you've heard of one in particular, a Raven Harstack. Have you happened to seen him around, know anything about him?
I do believe I have read a few of the reports about his activities. I believe they were being sent to some of our brothers in Port Wanderer.
That is a little convenient. That's actually where we just came from. I was wondering if you could tell me any more information than what we did learn at Port Wonder.
I'm not sure I will be entirely of much use. I do know he was here within a month or so. The only other thing I know outside of perhaps the reports is, well, of course, I couldn't divulge some of the things in the reports. You'd have to get the priest's authority for me to disclose that. But I can tell you there was a bit of a falling out between him and Zarkov. I don't know what happened, but I've heard there was some trade deal gone wrong.
Well, that is good of you to not divulge information that is not yours to divulge. But can you tell me any details? What exactly happened to cause them to fall out?
Of course, I don't know entirely, but I was aware of some members seeking solace for their crimes for handling a Xenos artifact. And indeed, I believe Harstat in some way had cheated, as far as I understand, Zarkov out of some part of the deal. I believe Zarkov was the one who acquired the artifact. It seems quite dangerous. All I know is I've heard tell that it emits some sort of energy, which is quite disturbing to think of. Who knows what corrupt, evil, vile things are emitted from such an artifact, and it must be returned to the church for proper examination or destruction.
So
is the Harstack, is that the only anomalies that you find on the station? Any kind of evil that's emanating? Does it just come from Harstack, or is there anyone else that you notice that get a heretical vibe from?
Well, there's several rogue traders that have made their way through that I've seen questionable items. They may or may not be heresy. I couldn't say without further examination. I do research into some of these as part of my job here with the church. However, I did not have enough information to find anything additional about the artifact in question. However, I do believe that many of the things coming through this station, and perhaps even sourced by Zarkov himself, may not be within the best interest of the Imperium and the God Emperor's will.
Well, sometimes we can turn what they believe won't be for the God Emperor back to the God Emperor's will without them
Indeed.
realizing it.
But the only ones pure enough of heart to wield such artifacts is the church itself, not the tech priests or even the administratum thinking they can do better than us. They don't know what they're dealing with. They will all die a horrible death at the hands of warp demons.
Well, you make it sound like that'd be a bad thing.
I assure you it's very bad.
So is there a way that we could, if you see any of Harstack's men coming in, or they come to ask you any questions, would you be adverse to letting us know? We just have a bit of an interest into seeing what he is up to, and would be glad to help if you could help us.
I would indeed be able to if I hear of anything. I do see many of the reports being transmitted as we prepare them for transmission. I could inform you if anyone is coming through from his crew. It's been quite a while since we've seen any of them. I do not believe, at least that I have seen, that he employs any of the ecclesiarchy on his command staff. I am glad to see that other rogue traders are more wise and choose to have someone of your faith in their ranks.
Well, some rogue traders are smarter than others and actually understand that we could be of great use, actually, especially when speaking to one such as yourself, who would be more inclined to speak to somebody such as myself, and maybe gain more information due to that. Also, if he does not employ some such as us, then it's even more in our interest to get this artifact away from him so that it falls into the correct hands instead of his wrong hands.
Indeed, I believe it is of utmost importance to retrieve this artifact immediately.
Now, you said that you haven't seen him in a while. Do you know where he was headed when he left here?
I do not. That's usually well out of our purview. Occasionally, some of his men would come for services in order to purge themselves of the corruption and taint of the warp. However, we have not. I would not be privy to any information of where they were going.
You've been here for much longer than I. Any idea who I would speak to that would have this information and would be willing to give it to someone such as myself?
Well, let's just say, kind of like leans in. Well, you didn't hear it from me, but we do have some reasons to keep some less than desirables employed in their business, of course, and able to maintain our intelligence of artifacts moving throughout the station. There is a fence who does deal in illicit goods, both heretical and non-heretical in nature. However, we have not made a concerted effort to rid ourselves of him because he's fairly pliable. We're often able to extract information from him without too great of a pain.
Would you be willing to give us his name, good sir?
He actually takes a piece of paper and writes down, he goes by the name only of Ophiel, and hands you the piece of paper. You'll find him likely in the residential blocks. I believe there's some more unsavory areas that could be quite dangerous. I would bid you to seek protection if you're going to go there. There is law here, but of course, only as far as the law's arm can reach. The Adeptus Arbitus doesn't always patrol those areas quite so well on the lower decks.
I take your warning. I also, and he kind of gives like a sideways glance at the one standing next to him. I also tend to stay in the company of ones who are slightly away from the church's orders, but they maintain them well enough, and they should be enough to protect me when we go there.
Excellent. I am very heartened to hear that you will not be endangered. It's not often, of course, that we see one wearing a missionary's robes and one who endangers his own life in order to spread the light of the God Emperor into the darkness. It is quite an honor to help you in any way I can.
Well, the honor is all mine, and it is because of that light that I am able to go into such dark areas and return, not unscathed, but well enough off that I can continue the good fight. You seem to be quite busy. I will let you get back to your work, and I will search out this Othio after I find protection.
Excellent. Well, if there's anything else I can do, please let me know. I must get back to this translation. You see, we have this book. It's quite fascinating, from the Third Crusade, and he starts going off on this weird, crazy, like he's just like listing off crazy different campaigns that they went through. I'm sorry, but I just get so excited learning about all of these true heroes of the Imperium.
And I kind of give him a short bow and kind of hustle my compatriot off as I slowly back away from him as he keeps rambling on.
I was just going to say slowly back out of the room.
Yeah.
So he's like a gamer, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. He told you every single quest that his character did in World of Warcraft, including all of the ones that everyone does, because it's literally part of the entire story.
I backed away before he even got to Goldshire.
Exactly. Start running.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal.
right. So, I guess we'll make our way back to meet up with the rest of the crew and kind of compare notes.
Okay, we're still sitting in the bar probably.
All right.
Okay.
I figure I'm just commanding the room by not doing anything and just casually glancing left, glancing right, waving for people. Like, if another agent comes in, kind of wave them over or whatever. Just sort of holding court.
All right. I guess we'll make our way back to the ship and find that they're not there and kind of ask the crew to see where the hell the rogue trader is and why isn't he back yet, and see if they can tell me where he went to. And if they do, follow after that and kind of impatiently drag him out of the bar.
Listen to you.
Let's not be hasty. We can have a drink or two before we leave. It won't cause any damage to our souls.
You can have some.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll sit down and have a drink then.
Yeah, you easily, they know where it, but yeah, the kind of the arch militant's guard definitely knows where he is at all times. So they're like, oh, they're there drinking, probably.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Why would they not tell? Let's say he's a command member.
No, I'm saying
They're
he's saying that they're drinking and they're stuck on the ship. So they're like, oh, fucking assholes are at the bar.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, they're fucking getting hammered. We're going to have to wait here in case they need us to bail their asses out. So,
Sounds legit.
All right, well, yeah. So I guess we'll meet them over there. We'll sit down, partake of the refreshments that are offered to us.
Water, no
small sips.
lime.
Is there a larger ripple when the missionary walks into the bar? I mean, is it like worse than when I walked in?
Yeah, like people get definitely like almost completely quiet. Like it's almost like that like record scratch, like, and then you're like, oh fuck.
That one guy kind of shuffles out the door, sort of like sideways against the wall.
Yeah. Because definitely, like a rogue trader is usually there to carouse. A missionary, you never know. They could be just there to fucking flamethrow everything.
I was about to say he's just there to pick up people to burn.
Yeah, like they may not give it. So like, yeah, people kind of like clam up because, like a priest, maybe not so much, but yeah, a missionary is like, oh god, get out of his way.
Jarnan doesn't even notice. It's just so expected. He doesn't even notice that the room gets quiet, and he just walks right up.
So I'm kind of like leaning back in the chair, and there was somebody at like one of the minor agent at the table. So I just like shoo him off, and I just like foot kick a chair over to the missionary for him to sit down. Like I don't even like change my posture. I just kick the chair over, like push it.
I see you're having a good time. Did you actually get anything useful other than drunk?
Of course, we've been working all this time while you've been praying, ostensibly.
Yeah. Oh, well, did you get any useful information?
Of course, all information is useful in its own time. I pushed the bottom. Did you? You didn't sit, right?
I'm like kind of like standing over you,
Right.
kind of like lording over you.
So I take the half-filled glass that I filled for the other guy, and I just, two fingers push it across the table over to where you're standing.
And I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to kind of turn the glass at a slight angle and take the butane lighter out of my pocket and try to light the alcohol on fire.
I think it lights.
If it does. All right, so when it lights, he downs it in one gulp. And then just puts the glass down in front of you.
Yikes.
So he doesn't change his posture, but he grins really big, and he just gives you like the slight head nod, and he goes, "Well played."
So, and then I'm going to sit down, like across the table from him. And just kind of half lean forward.
So my chair is like, I'm back on 2 feet. So I it comes back down to level, and then I also lean across the table. I pour another glass for him. I top off mine. I take a sip. I'm like, so the agents, some of my agents have met us here. It seems, rumor has it that Zarkov had found the item in question, and then Harstak wound up with it. They were exploring a planet in system that had some Xenos ruins on it, and they were able to find the item due to the fact that it was still energized. Harstak seems to have become erratic after obtaining the item, and has since disappeared from Footfall.
Oh, well, it looks like you found the first half of the information, and we found the second half. We found actually, we didn't find the person yet. We were informed of a man named Othio that can tell us possibly where Harstak headed to once he left this station.
Splendid news. Saves me the trouble.
Well, there's one small hitch. He's in a section of the residential blocks that doesn't take too kindly to outsiders coming into it. And unfortunately, my flamethrower's on the ship.
You're worried you don't have your flamethrower, brother?
No, not at all. And I actually pat the pair of chain swords that are hanging from my belt.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to acquit yourself appropriately.
Well, I figured you may, and he looks over at Kayne, want to join us and join in the small exercise, and to make certain that we do attain this information that we need.
Of course, we wouldn't want to miss out on the fun, right, Kayne?
Always down for a brawl.
If it should even come to that, I'm sure he's a reasonable fellow.
He'll hold his hand up with his fingers crossed in front of his face.
Now. So are we off then?
I just kind of push the glass back towards you. I haven't even touched it. Whenever you're done tarnishing your soul, we can leave.
Oh, my soul glows with the bright intensity of the Emperor's love. And I drink mine, and then I drink his.
Oh, that's a glow, but I don't believe it's coming from the source you think it is. And
nevertheless,
we all pray in our own ways.
Yeah, well, there's just some right ways and some wrong ways. Are we ready to go?
Indeed, we are.
All right. So you guys are going to head off to the residential blocks to find Ophiel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, if he's a fence, do we want to take anything also from a business standpoint? We want input from him, but if he's a fence, then is there anything that we can take to trade with him, maybe to get him on our side a bit quicker? Or, you know what I mean? He's not just a person who has info. He's actually a businessman, so I don't know if we have anything to take with us that might get him on our side quicker.
Would we have anything that we could potentially trade that would have value at this point? Like something on the ship that we're not current. I mean, we don't know what he's dealing in, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, we don't know if we don't have anything set up from the start. If we have anything, so.
I mean, you could roll a.
Could I roll?
I would give you like a random luck check of whether you had any illicit goods on your ship. So like, I don't know. I would say 40 or less.
All right. Let's see. What do I want to roll?
These
goes
are
nothing.
weapons. I guess that's the easiest ones, right?
27.
Nice.
All right. So that is it's a success. No raises. So I would say you have drug like chems that are not necessarily legal. Here they're less illegal, but they're still wanted. So yeah, I would say you have some sort of illicit stims, that sort of thing. That you have enough that might be of interest to, like, you have a couple crates that you happen to not offload at a previous job.
Okay. We will. So we'll swing by the ship, and I'm like, I have something in mind that we might be able to trade for information, if nothing else.
Sounds good. Like I said, at least that'll give us a bit of an in other than trying to browbeat them for information or paying them for information. We can start it off as a business deal and then go from there.
Sure, exactly. So we'll head over to the ship, or I guess we'll have Kayne radio over so that they can prepare things. So when we get there, we can just grab them and go.
Wait, you're gonna actually take it with you? You're gonna take like crates of shit with you? You can, certainly.
I'd leave
guess.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Especially if we're going through a rough
I
neighborhood.
mean, far be it for me to say no to you dragging a fucking crate of meth through fucking bad part of town, but go ahead. I think you should do it.
Maybe grab
I
like
should've said-
a vial as like a sample to show them.
Yeah, like we're drug dealers now. So I say, like, have them get the crates prepared, and then Kane's like, yeah, maybe we get like a vial.
You sound so you're like so disparaging. Yeah, it's like we're drug dealers now. It's like, well,
Yeah.
like that's the worst of the shit you're gonna sell people.
Wait, we're gonna sell people? Okay.
I assume that's
That's par for the course. 40K.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna say it is just to be very specific. You are going to be carrying. You have 2 crates of Frenzon. It's basically bath salts.
We've been friend zoned.
It's combat drugs most often used within penal legion units. It basically makes you go berserk and you're immune to fear. So it's like, it's like
Kayne
zombie
pocket
bath
one of
salts. You just go fucking nuts balls.
Kayne's gonna pocket a few.
I'm assuming you already have a stash already. All right, so we'll grab a vial, and we'll head downtown.
Okay. You start going through the residential units. The main level is mostly like administrative, like people to register, and basically pay for apartments and things. You were kind of given at least general directions of where you would go. It's on definitely one of the more sub-basement areas. So what you're walking through is the administratum offices. So it's very nice, very well decorated and clean. Then that's kind of the main level, but there's access doors to get to, like large bay doors to get to the lower decks. So as you start going down, you notice like it gets a little rougher. Like the lift starts being definitely, tracks are less maintained this far down. The doors open. It's, I don't know, 30 floors down from the main levels. The doors open, and it's kind of like, any general movie you see with a tenement style building. There's a hallway that opens up, several branching hallways off of it. The lighting is definitely like poor, kind of think like bad fluorescence. Oh my god. And like there's, you know, you can, it's like definitely like musty. The air circulation is less good. There's definitely, you know, like dripping leaks here and there. So you kind of have a general direction that you would head, I'm assuming. As you're going down through the hallways, kind of looking for whatever address you're looking for, or area, sector. Give me an awareness check.
Ooh, 91.
Anyone else? Anyone can do the awareness, actually.
Yeah, why not?
Everybody
I
should
keeping
be.
my eye out as the archmilitant.
Everyone might want to. Just
This is what you're
Ooh.
being paid for.
12.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I
As
got 58.
untrained, how does that work?
You roll half your skill.
yeah, you roll your
Alright.
yeah.
I rolled a 48 against what's that? 18.
Okay.
I think Jarnan got a 12 though, right?
I got a 12 out of 20. So
Damn. All right. Well,
Nice.
that's a pass.
yeah.
You're walking kind of through these halls, kind of twists and turns. You hear footsteps from behind you. Almost, but you're kind of going down these like this labyrinth style like maze of corridors. It's pretty unlikely that would happen accidentally.
Alright.
So
So
the distance you go. So someone's probably tailing you, you think?
like the entire time we've been walking, I've had like one hand on my chainsaw and like constantly looking like around. And as soon as I hear the footsteps, I whip around and the chainsaw comes out. I'm just like, yell out, "What do you want?"
You see a just kind of common looking dude step out. He's fairly big. He's holding a shotgun, and he steps out. I don't know. What do you got?
Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna look over at Kayne. Do you want to show him what you got?
And I'll reach behind my back, and I have my sword holstered blade style. I'll just kind of pull Katrina out, kind of just flex the blade a little bit.
I just do the slow turn and I look and I just kind of shake my head and I'm like, are you sure that that's what you want to do today?
He basically, yeah, he two guys step out beside him. Looks like they have pistols of some sort, and then two guys step in the hallway on the other side of you. Similarly, so you're kind of flanked in. And they're like, don't got much to lose down here. Fancy cape like that might get me a month's worth of rations.
Could also get you killed.
Might be better than starving to death. He like nods to the folks with the guns and roll initiative. So initiative is 1d10 and add your agility bonus.
I got a 6, which I feel like is not going to be great.
11.
There you go. That's good.
Feel better. It looks like they don't have a bonus for that. Great. So
That makes me feel better.
11's definitely going to beat them.
I have a 12, but I have a +1 if we're in a hive world, which I don't think this is one.
Nah.
Okay, so 12.
Oh, actually,
Okay,
sorry. I
so-
have a +3 to initiative, so that's a 14.
Nice. That's the way you get paid
All
the
right.
big bucks.
Yep. So they are all going to go together. You got a pretty decent one, so that's good. All right. So what was the highest? 14.
14.
14 will go first. I'm going to do this sort of more in the Star Wars, the Fantasy Flight Star Wars, where clearly we're not going to have grids, but we're going to do kind of like ranges, kind of short range, medium range, long range, or relative meters. Right now, they're probably even 10 meters, probably 10 meters away, I'll say. They yelled at you, so they're not super close. They're close enough. So you get, I think you get one action. Half actions, though, are like shooting and
Shooting, moving.
It looks
Yeah,
like you get
shooting,
either one
moving.
full action or 2 half actions.
yeah.
And
So full,
attack
like,
is a half action. So to shoot is a half action.
and then aiming, you can do a half action aim for a +10. You can do a full action aim for a +20, and then you have to wait till the next round. There's dodge, there's charge, there's, for instance, charge, which I don't know if we use a ton. You rush and deliver a single attack. You must be at least 4 meters away.
+10 to your weapon skill for that.
Yeah. So that's like, and it has to be in a straight line. You're pretty much in a straight line for that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff as far as like what you can do. Grapple, guarded attack, knockdown moves. So anything you can think of, you can probably do. Overwatch, I believe, is like the basically like a 45-degree kill zone you set up. So like, oh, anyone that comes within this range, you're gonna fire. And you make a pinning test in order to like basically pin them down so they can't move. So what would you like to do with your action or 2 half action?
I will be running up to the closest guy.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and attempt to disarm him. I'm going to try to knock the pistol or shotgun out of his hand.
All right. Jesus, disarm a thing.
Actually, I think it is.
Weaponry plus dex to disarm an opponent with 2 raises. Whatever a raise is.
A raise means you have to get 20 under the target.
Okay.
I thought it was for every 10, isn't it?
Oh, it's every 10 under. So if it's 2 raises, though, a success is
2
anything.
raises.
You need
Okay.
2 raises. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah,
it's my
it'd be 20.
weapon plus dex. So is it my dex bonus or my dex score? Wait. What is dex? I'm assuming they mean
Dex is your
Agility.
Agility.
would be agility,
Yeah.
I believe. Which why would they call it Dex? But
right.
that's strange. Although no, it probably is the bonus is my guess. The first number, the tens
Yeah.
number, is my guess. Let's double check real quick. Pretty sure it's the bonus because adding them together would be.
I'd be rolling
weird.
against the 90.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with that. That's
Now we're gonna get back into. Disarm. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I don't really
I'm doing a
say.
search now, but it's running slowly.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, it doesn't really say what that is. It's weapon skill plus dex.
Here we go. Just there's a feat.
In close combat, you use a full action, an opposed weapon skill test.
Yeah, it must be. But if it's a feat, you have that feat?
I don't. See, on my cheat sheet, I have it as a half action, which is weird.
That's strange. If it's a trait or a feat, that's a weird. I don't know why it would be. It's a matter of talent.
It says talent in the talent section.
Talent.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a talent then.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
weird. Okay.
It is agility bonus for it, though.
Yeah.
It says. Actually, no. This one's just opposed.
Yeah, that's
I don't
just
have to cheat.
opposed weapon skill.
Yeah, but you do have to have the trait.
Yeah. All right, that's fine.
Also,
all right,
as
in
a
that
full
case,
action, so you would have to be standing there, so you couldn't
Right.
move and do it. Yeah.
it makes sense. All right, I'll have to find a new cheat sheet then, because apparently this is wrong.
So
Yeah,
I just yell at you, shoot him.
I don't have a gun.
I thought you got a last pistol.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, but I don't like using my pistol.
All right, so then I say cut him down. Take plus 10 to whatever you're doing.
Yeah, you do get a plus 10
Nice.
in that case.
In that case, I'm going to go ahead and do a charge. So I'm
Okay.
assuming that he's at least 4 meters away from me.
He's 10 meters away. So more
Very
than
nice.
enough room.
Okay. Yep. So this gives me a plus 10 to my attack.
Yep. And then
To the
another plus
check
10 from Hallerman.
Hallerman.
I was like, is that right?
Yep.
That sounds
So-
like fake. Made that.
All right.
It
So
is
I'm
fake,
rolling
all right.
against my weapon skill then.
Yes, weapon skill plus 20.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm rolling a 45 plus 20, so I'm rolling under 65. Oh,
Pretty
I got
good.
a 2.
No, for him.
Degrees of success.
That'd be 6 degrees of success then, right?
65.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's 60, yeah.
that's 6 degrees.
I just Kevin Bacon his
Just
ass.
bisect him.
Yeah, I'm not. So the question is, well, I get okay. I'm gonna say the mook was closer, but I think there's no chance at all. Does he survive that even? You got to roll your damage for sure.
Yeah.
You are gonna get a plus. God knows what for the.
So my let's see. I do 1d10, so I got 4, and I do have pen 2 on that.
Okay.
If he's wearing any armor.
He is not wearing armor. He's just in kind of clothes. He has a revolver.
Pen 2 against his skull.
Yeah. So what'd you roll for the damage?
4.
All right. And I believe every raise is a +1 damage for melee.
I don't remember,
I'm guessing-
but the hit
With
location's
melee, you
going to
don't have
matter.
like strength or anything like that, do you?
Have what?
So he rolled an
You don't have
02.
like strength or anything to. Yeah.
So a 20 is going to be right arm if we're doing location chart. Because you flip your roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For location, you flip it.
Mhm.
So he has no right arm.
I mean, it may just
Slice
be.
his arm off.
It's probably going to be done for him. Let me just double check though that the mods are right. Determine hit location. Yeah, he doesn't have a dodge or a parry. Yeah, the damage is going to be...
And Jesse, if you're, I think your mono gives you a +10, and then if it's good, like whatever the quality is, that may also give you a bonus as well.
Okay, so this is you get your strength bonus added to the damage. So you do your die plus or minus number roll with strength damage. For all attack rolls, account the degree of success. The attacker may choose to replace the result on a single damage dice with the number of degrees of success. You can do it with only one. So, like, if you have a lowest one, you can replace one. So you can either do your 4 plus your strength or 6 plus your strength.
Well, I guess I'll do 6 plus my strength. That makes a little more sense.
All right. What's your strength?
So that's going to be 9. My strength's the 37. So
okay, you
9.
Like just straight up blade style run up to this guy, and he like has pulled his he has a revolver essentially. He pulls it up, and his eyes get wide, and you literally just fucking cut his arm clean off. And blood just starts spraying everywhere, and he just looks at his arm, and there's just blood spraying, Tarantino style. And he just, like, drops to his knees and falls over. He did.
I'm just kind of kick him in the face to make him go the other way, just in case.
Okay.
I just want to push him away from me instead of having him fall on me. That's just messy.
What's the next highest initiative in your guys?
11, I think, is Bessie.
Ooh,
So John
right.
is next.
Then you're up, man.
All right. So having seen Kayne just do this, you said there were like 2 more guys standing near the guy that he just cut down, right?
Yeah. So he cut one of the mooks down. There's the guy with the shotgun by him. There's another mook, and then there's 2 mooks flanking on the other hallway.
All right. I am going to actually charge right up next to Kayne and go for not the guy that he hit, but like one of the guys that's next to him. Like if they're standing like close to each other, like not the guy with the shotgun. But
Okay, you want the other mook?
Yeah.
Yep, you can reach the other mook for sure, yeah.
All right. You're shitting me. From 40, 50. I rolled a 77. You're shitting me.
Yeah, that's probably not going to hit. You don't
Yeah,
have a bonus because John used his... Hallerman used his get him bonus. And I'm guessing you're using a chainsword, so yeah, it's weapon skill. If you have a 77 weapon skill, you're fucking cheating somehow, making characters.
Yeah, I have a 40 weapon skill, and I get +10 from my best quality weapon.
Nice. Best quality chainsword, classic.
Yeah.
What's the next highest initiative?
I had a 6.
Yeah, I think we both have 6. So.
Okay, well, the higher gun is like, motherfucker! And he's gonna blast at Kayne with the shotgun. And he is... Ooh. Let me double check. This may be bad for you guys in that you have chosen to be beside each other. And I gotta figure out what scatter does. Because I have not. Because he has a shotgun, so it spreads. Scatter. If fired at a foe with point blank range, each 2 degrees of success indicates another hit. So he's kind of point blank. So he's gonna fire at Kayne with said shotgun. Luckily, he has a bad skill, so let's see what happens to him. That's a D10. Good thing I didn't take that one. Oh no.
Could I? When do I announce if I want to use my my dodge?
If
You have
he
to have
hits, you can dodge.
Yeah.
If he hits, okay.
I guess that other guy could have dodged then, but that's okay. He didn't want to. He's dumb. No, you hear he like raises the shotgun and you hear a click, 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 and then he starts fucking he's like jamming the thing to try to like get it like fucking pop the shell out. Yeah. That fucking shit's jammed.
Nice.
Then the other two of you go.
I charged the guy with the shotgun as the biggest threat, and now he can't shoot me.
Yeah, there's that fucking 98.
All right, so charge is +10, so I'm rolling against 50.
That's good.
Fuck, 58. Damn it.
Oof. He like
Suck.
looks like you hit the pressure and he kind of like deflects it away a little bit somehow with a shotgun as he's trying to fucking helplessly get it unjammed.
I get a little overconfident and I come in and as I'm charging towards him, I draw it out and I take a big overhand. When I come down, it just like right past him, and I'm like, what?
All right, there's
Okay,
one more.
So I have the hand cannon, so I'm not going to rush up on anybody. So I'm going to fire that.
It's like the one dude who has a pistol.
62. Nope, I missed.
All right,
So
bam!
Yeah.
Your ears are ringing. That's real fucking loud in the hallway. All right, Mook, who got missed by Jarnan, is like, oh shit, and he's gonna take his half action to move away a bit. Although, wait, he's engaged. I think that's a half action to disengage.
Yeah, disengage is a full action.
Oh,
Break off from melee and move.
you know, yeah, he ain't gonna do that. He has a pistol, so he can just fucking shoot you without a penalty. So he's gonna try to shoot you. He's like, ah! He just starts pulling the trigger. It's point blank, so I believe that is a bonus to his to hit. Sorry, guys. It's been a while and I did not review my shit. Combat circumstances. Yes. Shooting a target at point blank is a +30. Yikes. Also, by the way, just in case you want to know, if melee attacks, if you're attacking the same person, you do get extra bonuses for that. Just so you know.
I think with
so
two people, it's +10. I think ganging up.
Yeah, if it's 3 people to 1, it's +20. So you can gang up on these people. So they have a pretty decent chance. And let me get their stats again. Luke 1's like trying to backpedal, but he sure as shit can't. All right, weapon skill. Ooh, he's not rolling against a super low number at point blank, so let's see what happens. He hits with his pistol against Jarnan. He pulls up, bang! And that is going to be, I don't think there's any penetration on this.
So, John, you can dodge or you can parry with your chainsword, whichever is better.
You can't parry a bullet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You shot. Yeah, yeah.
Dodge. You can dodge.
I'm
so you
going to
can,
prove that wrong.
yeah, I'm like,
I have skills, but I'm not that skilled.
I think there's a skill for. I think there's a talent for that, but yeah, you definitely can't do that.
I'm doing two different things, so
I'm
I was
gonna
like,
be
oh, he
thinking
got hit. Okay, shit.
Yeah, no, you gotta dodge. You could do. You're rolling against your. Well, you have to have the dodge skill, or else you're gonna roll it against half your agility.
Yeah, I do not have dodge. So
All right. So it's going to be you rolling against half agility to dodge.
Who doesn't take dodge?
A guy with a flamethrower who just stands there and hoses people down. That's who.
Well, no, freaking missionaries don't start with the ability to use flamethrowers. So I just spent all my points in order to use it. However,
really?
I got a 14 and half my agility is 20.
Whoa.
So I
Finally,
apparently
you're
suck at
rolling
attacking,
low
but I'm
and
fucking Neo in dodging bullets.
That's that is super impressive. Yeah, you see it somehow coming, and you just like, yeah, you Neo totally out of the way.
A voice from above whispers to you.
The other two mooks are gonna just go for how's that pronounced? Is it Emmaus?
Yeah.
They're gonna go for Emmaus because you're the closest one. So at 10 meters, I think that's actually not. I think that's short range for these pistols. And yeah, short range. Actually, yours would have been short range, but I don't. You might have. I'm gonna not roll them at short range because you didn't get to roll short range, but it should have been short range. Mook 1, that ain't good. Mook 2 did not hit. Mook 1 did hit.
Okay.
So you get a chance to dodge.
Okay. 50. No.
All right. And do you have armor?
Yeah, 4.
Really? God
That's
damn
what it
it.
said. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Guard.
blam! You get fucking hit square in the chest, but didn't do a goddamn thing. But your armor just thunk, nothing.
So just to make sure, so it's guard flak, and it says armor 4, armor 5 versus blast. So I am reading that right. So that would be okay. Yep,
Yeah.
so it's 4.
And it was only a 4 damage, no penetration. These are fucking just revolvers. They can't do much. So yeah. Bing, nothing.
And I
See,
smile
this is
back
why
at
this
him.
game is fun. He's like, he looks at the gun for a second, like, this is a gun, right? Back
Big
up.
smile back at him.
All right. I'm going to the guy that tried to shoot me last time, that his gun ended up jamming.
Yep.
I'm going to kind of I'm going to eye him, and I'm going to pick a nice weak spot on his on him. Maybe his eyes are like a little off, and I can see him kind of favoring his left side. So I'm going to aim as my first half action.
Okay.
And then which gives me a +10 to my next attack.
Yep.
And I'm
I yell out over my shoulder, "Don't fuck around, just kill him." Take another 10 if you call a shot. It negates the -20 for called shot.
Ooh.
It's a little meta, but you know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. Can I call to his head?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call to his head. So I'm rolling against a 45, and I get a +10 for the aim, and then nothing, no negatives for the called shot.
Nope. So
against
a called shot's -20. So your aim is +10. My Rogue Trader thing's +10. So you're only rolling 45. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, or you just roll normal and hit him wherever you hit him.
Yeah. No, I like to do a called shot. I'm going to called shot to his head because I hate this sucker.
It's going to be 45 to hit then, because you get no essential bonus then. The 2 bonuses cancel
Damn
that.
it. 51.
What's your skill? That's probably
against a
right?
45.
Yeah. You take a good fucking roundhouse swing, and he somehow ducks it. It's close. Looks like Jarnan is up. there's a mook in front of you and a guy with a shotgun in front of you. Oh, and by the way, guy with shotgun was engaged in melee combat, so if you attack him, you get a +10 to attack him in melee.
All right, I am attacking the guy with the shotgun then.
Okay.
Screw him. And he seems to be the bigger threat. So I am actually going to do an all-out attack because he pissed me off by trying to shoot me with a shotgun.
Fair.
So Jarn's actually going to look at his sword and go, oh, yeah. And he's going to hit the button to turn on the chainsaw and, like, furiously swing at him, which will be for base 40 plus 10 for the weapon plus 20 for the all-out attack. So that's 70. And I rolled a 51.
All right. So that's a 1 degree of success.
So not a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's enough to hit. You're probably not going to replace your damage die. So you're going to do your damage plus whatever the modifier for the chainsword is, plus your strength mod.
All right. So I am doing 15 points of damage.
All right. I'm going to see if he doesn't have dodge, but he's going to try. God, this is a bad roll for him. Oh, so not even close. Yeah, this is not actually. What did you roll again? 51.
Yeah.
15.
I think that's right arm again.
Is it?
Yeah, right arm.
That's no fun. I'm gonna say it's more fun and say it's like right shoulder. So you just like cut, and you're like sawing through him like Evil Dead style, where it's just like and just like cut all the way through his torso, and just fucking falls in a giant pile of blood.
All right. So as I kind of swing down, I kind of look over at Kayne and give him like a little wink. And that's how you do it. For the God Emperor.
At this point, actually no, they're the other two of you go before mooks go. So,
All right, so
this
I'm
might
on
go
the
bad for them.
I'm on the other side of the guy with the shotgun. So he falls as he slumps down. I'm just standing there, sword at the ready, just like a line of blood splatter that streaked down like my face, across my shoulder, down up the side, and I just look at him and I'm like, I had it. And then
Power sword, way less messy.
Yeah,
Way less messy.
there's nobody next to us, right? At that point. Or is there still one
There's
guy
a
there?
mook left. There is a mook left.
All right. So is he close enough to me that I don't have to move?
Sure, yeah. You're in pretty tight quarters.
Okay. So I just kind of like glance over my shoulder and I have the sword at the ready and I just fucking spin and slash it down. I'm going to do an all out attack, which will be plus 20.
God.
Fucking 86 out of 60.
Womp
So-
womp. And the guy doesn't move, but it misses him, and he's just like.
So I go to spin, and as I bring my foot down, I catch the cloak. So instead of coming down like at him, it comes down like 2 feet short. It's like across the floor, like cuts like a big hole in the floor.
He pees his pants a lot.
And I was like, fuck!
All right. Emmaus is.
Okay, we still in short range then?
Yep.
Okay, did you say there was a bonus on that?
Yeah, you
or-
get a plus 10. Yeah, you get a plus 10 to hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire again.
Are you firing at the guys that they're attacking or the ones behind you? The two separate guys.
If I fire at the one that they're attacking, it doesn't. There's no.
There's a penalty to you for
I was
firing
gonna
into
say, yeah.
melee.
Yeah, I was just double checking. Yeah, if you're firing at a guy in melee, it's harder to.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then I'll fire the other guys then behind. Are they short range? Or are they?
They're short, yeah. Everyone's
Okay.
short range.
Okay, so it's plus 10 then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to fire at the. Okay, that's 14. So that would be
Jesus Christ.
15. So that would be 45. So do the raises don't matter on this, do they?
It does if you roll really badly, I guess, because you can replace a die with the number of raises. Like if you roll a 2, you could take. You said you got a 45. You had a 45,
No,
so
14.
3 raises. So if you roll
14.
less than a 3, you could replace it with that.
Well,
Okay.
he shot, so then it's
Yeah.
a different. So number of successes equals more hits unless he
Oh.
shot single shot.
A single
Uh,
shot. It's a single shot. It's a hand cannon.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters for me.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
right.
so that's a hit. Let me go do the. That's 2 pen, and then it's 8. So it's 1d10 plus 4. So I got 8.
Okay. It hits him straight
41.
in the-
So yeah, straight in the body.
Okay. Yeah. It hits him fucking straight in the gut, and he is doubled over. He's not dead,
Well, that's
but
good.
he is screaming really bad. He is. Okay, so he is going to be like, "You motherfucker," and he's gonna take a shot. See what happens. Although with your armor, that probably does nothing, and even if he does hit, but let's find out. 46, he misses. Just shy of you. The other guy is like, "Sorry, man. See you in the next life." And he fucking starts he just sprints. That guy motherfucking just sprints as fast as he can down the hallway. The guy in melee is going to. How far can you move on a disengage?
It just says that you can move, so I think it means your regular pace,
Ugh.
which would probably be a full move. It should be about 6-ish.
Yeah, his full move is 6. That ain't good. He's just gonna take a shot at. Well, Hallerman was the last to take a swing, so he's gonna try to fucking ping you with his revolver. So that's a plus 30 at point blank. Ooh, that may be bad for you. Now you have armor, it's fine. Or not. You probably dodge. It's 12 damage, penetration 0.
Wow. All right, I'm going to try to dodge. I'm trained, but my agility is only 38, so red one is the first one. So 38. Fuck, I rolled my agility.
Doesn't a tie go to you? Am I crazy?
I think a tie goes to the player always. I thought.
I don't remember specifically. I don't know how often it's ever come up.
Yeah, for this, I'm going to say if you tie, that makes it. That's dead on. So you literally feel like the wind from the bullet go like past your ear. Like it's like so close. So close.
I just glare at him.
Then we'll go back to the top of the order.
Power saw.
Guys, this is not good for these guys. Yeah, it's back up at the top. I thought maybe I get a few pot shots in that at least like hurt you guys.
Well, that one would have hurt.
That one would have hurt, but Not enough, guys. Not enough for these mooks.
All right, so I'm going to really concentrate now. Let everything else focus out of my mind, and I'm gonna take my sword back, lunging down ninja style, and just come shooting with it straight up. I'm gonna take careful aim with him, so +10 for the half action, and just see if I can pierce through him. So I'm rolling against a 55, and I get 37.
Okay.
37 out of 55. So one degree of success.
He's gonna try his damnedest to dodge. It's really not enough. He looks like he's about to try to move, but then your sword is just going straight into him. So what's the damage?
9 damage.
So he's like, he really wants to move. You can tell. But then your sword just goes thunk straight through the heart, all the way through. And he just looks down and is like, and then you pull it out and he just falls over. Blood is leaking everywhere.
Kayne has a nice little grin on his face.
You do not see any of the other enemies. Everyone is dead right now. However, the one guy went running down the hall if you want to chase him, I guess. But he's like full out sprinting. And there are turns in the hallway, so it's not like a clear line of sight, even though he went like 18 meters or whatever. You can't just shoot him. That would be Emmaus, the only one that could really shoot him if he could, but it's kind of a twisting hallways.
So I look over the captain and say, should I shoot or should we let him go?
If you can see him, shoot him. Don't chase him. They know these warrens better than we do, and obviously they present no threat whatsoever.
I'll take a run up to the first corner after the first turn, and if I can't see him at that point, then I'll stop pursuit.
I'm gonna do a luck check. Let's see how far you could have got. I'll just say, let's see how much the hallways twist. 50-50.
All right. You want me to roll or?
Nah, I got it. It's a 7. Yeah. You hear footsteps thumping through, but he's down one of the corridors. You don't even know which one. They split off so much.
All right. So I'll just kind of, once I take that first corner, I don't see him anymore. I'll just thump my fist up against the wall and sheath my sword. After I'll probably wipe some of the blood off on my sleeve and sheath the sword, and then walk back and give a little bit of a half-hearted shrug.
Yeah, it's fine. We won't miss him. He's not coming back. I look over at Jarnan and I'm like, heads up next time would be nice. And I kind of like wipe some of the blood off my face. Take out like a little monogrammed like handkerchief and kind of mop that up.
Jarnan is pointedly ignoring you as he's on a knee next to the recently dead, praying over them for their souls to reach the light instead of the darkness that they live their lives in.
He gets done wiping and he looks down and he sees you there. He just kind of shakes his head. He looks at his sword and he kind of swings it back and forth a couple times, like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing? And puts it back in its sheath.
So what do we have? What do we have laying on the ground right now? We killed 4 guys, right?
Yep.
So if I remember correctly, there were 2 pistols and a shotgun?
Yeah, there's just a regular pump action shotgun and 3 stub revolvers.
Ooh, all right. I'll grab one of them. Oh, go ahead.
As you're looking, there's also, if you're kind of looking over the bodies, there are 2 doses of stim, a dose of Frenzon, a dose of detox, and a dose of Obscura between them. Those are all chems that
Probably.
you can look up.
Yeah, probably pick those up, and I'm not going to hide it. I'm going to let everyone know, like, these are going in my pack. Anyone wants them. And then I'll probably grab I'll grab the shotgun and one of the revolvers.
Okay.
Jarnan just kind of looks at him in disgust, but doesn't say anything.
Anyone else taking anything?
No.
You don't have to.
Hallerman doesn't even look down. I mean, he just begins to walk away.
All right. What do we want to do? Do you want to get to the fence and do that, or do we want to call it?
It's early for me. It's up to you guys.
I'm just going to give you the option.
I can be down for a little RP.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right.
I'm good.
You get your way kind of through. You get to the point that they're saying it looks like there's it's kind of like a fairly large metal door with a panel in it. Looks like there's an intercom as well. Definitely seems out of place. It's definitely more secured than the other doors in the area, so you feel like you're probably in the right spot.
All right. Is there anyone posted, or is just the door and the intercom?
Just the door and the intercom right now.
Okay. So walk up, punch the button, and say we're here to conduct a little business.
Who is it?
This is a rogue trader, Venari Hallerman. We're looking for Ophio. I believe that's his name.
Ophio?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Do you have a writ? Do you have that writ on you?
You want to come back to my ship and inspect it?
You see like a door, like the panel slides on the door. See a pair of eyes looking around.
I'm like this close to the.
Yeah, what do you want with him?
We heard that he is dealing in some interesting items. We have some things that potentially we may have in trade, but mostly we're just looking for information.
All right, well, that's great, because information can be exchanged through this door.
Well, I much prefer to conduct business face-to-face. This is so impersonal.
Yeah, that's the point. I prefer not to get a stub revolver in the face. So maybe you should talk quick. Something tells me you're not going to be able to get through this door. I don't see a melta cannon in there.
Do you want to come out and look?
Not really.
So are you he? Or do you need to go and fetch him?
Yeah, let's go with yeah, I'm him.
Come. This is no way to conduct business. Surely one in a position such as yourself would much more enjoy a light repast and some witty banter.
All right, here's the deal. I'm going to go behind another protected area, and then I will let you in to the foyer, and then we can talk.
That's wonderful.
You use the door slide shut. A few minutes later, you hear a click. The door kind of like opens a tiny bit.
Okay. I either pull it out or push it in as the case is necessary.
Yeah, you push it in. Inside, it's fairly decent little like sitting area. You see like a reinforced, essentially, like a bulletproof glass style alcove. Fairly nice desk behind it. All right, well, if you want to talk, you can have a seat. If you'd like anything to drink, there's a fully stocked cooling unit right there. You can take whatever you want, but if you want something hot, then I don't know. Hold it in your hands a little while. I don't know. Christ, what do I look like? Cafe?
No, this is fine. This is fine. So we're in the market for some information.
All right. Well, information is something I might have. Information is much more expensive than items, though. Physical stuff I can trade in and out all the time. Information, that's the real power. That's going to cost you.
And what may it cost me?
That depends on the information.
Ah, I see. Okay, good businessman. So we're interested in an unusual artifact that has recently been discovered. Perhaps you may know of which I speak.
Of course. I feel like everyone's interested in this artifact. I wish I'd never gotten a hold of that stupid thing.
So how did it come to be in your possession?
Well,
if you don't mind my asking.
To be fair, it didn't actually ever fall into my possession. I'm not going to touch that sort of thing. That's dangerous. I don't touch those artifacts. Those move through me on paper or through data pads only. I don't deal with that at all. But let's just say a certain rogue trader acquired the item on a dig. Another rogue trader wanted that item for whatever purposes. There was a trade set up. Payment did not necessarily go through as planned, and a whole kerfuffle, and needless to say, I'm kind of laying low. But I feel like they probably wouldn't send another one like, I'm not going to send you. Why would they send you to... You're going to break my kneecaps? I mean, you have better stuff to do. You're a rogue trader. You're going to do the bidding of some other guy over there? Looks like you have some balls. You're not going to just do that. Am I right? I'm right, right? You're not going to break my legs, right?
You are very astute. We are not here to break your legs, and I work for no other man except for the Emperor.
That's what I thought. Look, you seem like that kind of guy. Like, yeah, you're not someone's bitch.
Exactly. So the second party in question who failed to remunerate properly the aforementioned rogue trader, would you happen to know where he may have gotten himself off to?
It's possible. I might have some leads on that. That's going to be a real hefty price.
Okay. And aside from not breaking your knees, what would that price possibly be?
Let's just say I can always get new knees. It's going to hurt, but I can get them.
That's true.
What I can't get is essentially a pardon from Zarkov. I'd really prefer to not have to sit in this little hole all day, every day, and get shit delivered to me, and just look at shit on pads all day. It's kind of boring. It's kind of this is stuffy air. It's gross. This place is fucking gross down here. I'd like to be elevated, but I'm not even going to ask for that. If you get that artifact back, okay, let me put it two ways. If you get the artifact, you can give that back to him. At least then he'd have the goods back. If you can get the payment back, I don't give a shit what you do with that artifact. If you can get the payment back to Zarkov, then maybe we have a deal. Then it looks like I helped you get the money. You helped him get his money that he was owed. I assume you want that artifact more than the money. Hell, that artifact is worth way more than Harstat was going to pay. Way more.
And how much was he willing to pay? How much did he skip out on? I know his house is low in its financial situation currently.
Out of like kind of metagamed, basically like 3 profit factor.
Okay.
Which is a fuck ton. I mean, that's a lot, right? I mean, but a lot. So like millions of thrones, billion thrones, a lot. Okay. Yeah, so needless to say, not happy at all. But
I understand.
It would be very easy to. Well, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to get that back. That guy's a maniac. He was a lunatic before he got that thing. But a lunatic who's losing his mind even further, that's a real danger.
Especially when in control of a cruiser.
Yeah, you don't want to fight that. I would suggest you find him somewhere where he is standing around on his own 2 legs. Since you might be able to break those things you seem like you like to break them. Why don't you just break that? Yeah, I would suggest you break those so he can't get away. But do not fight that ship. That is, I don't know what you fly, but there ain't many that's going to take that on. Maybe an Imperial frigate.
Indeed. So if you wish me to potentially reacquire the artifact and or the payment due, I would need the information as to where I might find said artifact.
You would. And I'm just going to say, I can probably tell you a good chance of where he's going to be. I will also tell you that if you double cross me and you keep the payment and the artifact, then I'm just going to tell everyone who has it. And the difference is, I don't think Harstat had any desire. I mean, maybe you won't care anymore either, but he didn't seem to have a lot of desire to make any money after he got a hold of that thing. I don't know what the hell that was about. But he changed real quick. So I would just say be careful. And if you screw me over, then I'm just going to send everyone after you to come and get that thing. But if you pay that off, we're all square, guys. Everyone's out of the fire. You don't have to worry about people chasing you, trying to get the money or the artifact. I don't have to worry about getting my legs broken. I can get out of this stupid hole. Harstat has his money, or Zarkov has his money. God damn, I'm tired of these fucking rogue trader names. Everyone, look at my Imperial name. I go back so far. Why is my name? It doesn't his name like Michael. God damn it. Fucking tired of this shit. Why am I in this business? It's not your problem. Anyway, do we have a deal or what?
I look to the rest of the command crew.
Yeah, I don't think we should give him any of the chems we were going to sell because I think it may push him over the edge.
Do you say that out loud, or is that outside?
No. Sorry, no. I just shake my head and say, I think this is a good deal if we can work it, but it's all for your approval.
I surprisingly tend to agree. It actually doesn't seem too bad.
I look lastly at Kayne.
I'm sure there's something we can work out around here.
It seems that we have an accord.
He slumps back in his chair. Thank the Emperor. I've been waiting for someone to come around here that could get this thing back for weeks. Here's the deal. Let's make a deal. You're an honest businessman. I'm an honest businessman. You keep that artifact. You get me the thrones so I can pay back Zarkov and everyone square. Is that the deal?
Sure, that sounds reasonable.
All right, well, it's probably not going to be easy. See, I know a guy who knows the navigator houses. You know, some of the people that know the navigators know some psychers that are off the books. they may or may not have been able to somewhat pinpoint at least the trajectory of where Harstadt was headed. There's a planet system somewhere in the sector. I can give you probable headings. All I know is I'm pretty sure that's where the dig site was, where they found this artifact originally. Everyone said he was obsessed. Once he got it, he had to go. He just had to go. He had to go find it. He had to go back. Now, he was unhinged to start, so who the hell knows what he was thinking, but he sure as hell didn't have any coordinates. I would have known that. But somehow he knew where to go. And I don't know what's there. I know a hell of a lot of guys didn't make it back when they were doing the original excavation. That seemed more bad luck than, say, a Xenos invasion or anything. It's just a lot of misfortunes on that mission. But they got it. Now there might be more stuff there. If there's more stuff there, that's look, that's hands off. You take what you want to take. If you need someone to sell it for you, you know who to come to. I can move this stuff in and out all the time. Footfall's a better place to do it. Don't do this in Port Wonder. You might. You also might get caught. I know you can do what you want. But the Imperium's a little less likely to look the other way there.
Port Wonder is quite stuffy.
It's a little stuffy. Let's just say I was not operating there long once the sector opened.
That makes sense. Would you also be amenable to goods of equal value as opposed to thrones proper?
I don't know. How liquid are these goods you're anticipating?
A businessman as astute as yourself can move goods in and out, as you said. We may be able to find some things that may be worth the same, if not more, and we can share in the profits. It may take a little longer.
I have to see. I need some of that money up front. At least enough to get, management off my back.
Understood.
But if you find some other stuff, I can move it. Now, I'm just going to say, if that stuff is of Xenos origin, then I feel like we should definitely give it to the Ecclesiarchy as requested by their high lords. We're definitely going to give it to them.
I wink at him and I look back over at Jarnan and I'm like, of course, we all bow to the Emperor's will and his just reasoning. And, of course, any evil Xenos artifacts or other materials would undoubtedly be turned into the Ecclesiarchy.
As it should be.
Yep, praise Lord Emperor and stuff, yeah. But yeah, if there's like gold or jewels or something, yeah, like definitely. Or if, some of these artifacts, aren't heretical or whatever, but like still may be interesting to people, yeah, we can talk. And if they are heretical, then you better let me send them to the Ecclesiarchy.
He just grins and he just kind of shakes his head like, all right.
I don't give a fuck. What's he gonna do? Shoot me through this glass? Probably not. He might shoot me later though. Look, you just keep it. Let's just say these are rogue trader business doings, not. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We all know that. Anyway, let me transmit the coordinates. Okay, let me sync this up and. I don't know. I'd be ready for something. Harstadt was dangerous before he was crazy. And you don't want to mess with crazy and dangerous.
Indeed, that's the worst combination.
Should have been my ex Batilda.
All right. Well, gentlemen, any other questions? Anything else? Or do you want to go get my ship? And then we can both win-win this. Win-win.
Yeah, I will get the coordinates. We'll be on our way. Of course, we need to clean up. I gestured to the blood all over me, and I'm like, we had a little bit of a run-in on the way down here. Some gentlemen who were, shall we say, overmatched.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, and then I thought maybe it's best not to touch on a touchy subject. But, yeah, this is a real mess. I don't know what they tried, but if anyone messes with you, just say the password, all the oxen free. They'll just leave you alone, trust me. It's just easier, right? I mean, they might take a pot shot. It's not worth it. Just say the password. It's dumb. I don't know. Someone came up. I don't know. I don't even know what this shit.
That may be easier, might not be quite as much fun.
Well, it's definitely not as much fun, but yeah, I'm not going to take on that responsibility. I don't have all that fanciness going on. But yeah, I'm sure their little pea shooters couldn't do much to that armor, but sometimes you just don't want to go through the hassle.
It was a little bit of a surprise, but yeah, it gets the blood flowing.
Well, I'd say they're about as dumb as they are poor, but I don't know which is worse. They're very poor and very dumb.
So it's.
I should know. I steal most of their stuff. I mean, I buy it, but I'm not supposed to. And then I just dole it out every now. That's why they don't bother me. But you can't.
Well, you can't make them save their money.
Oh no, they're gonna spend. They're gonna blow it on something. That whole Imperial Lotto they started, waste all their money on that. Also, I set up a casino a couple doors down. It's mostly just dice games, but I actually don't even have to rip them off us. They're just giving us some money then.
Captain,
Good
I like
business.
this guy.
All right, we'll be on our way. We appreciate the opportunity to do business with a gentleman such as yourself.
Yeah. Me too. Glad we met. Glad you didn't kill me. Glad you might get my shit back. We're like best buds now, right? Okay, yeah, we're best buds. So yeah, maybe hurry up, because I don't know how long I'm gonna be here if I don't get this shit back.
So when he says hurry up, I like we're starting to turn to walk away, and I turn back around, and I kind of give him like the rock eyebrow, like,
Yeah, he's like, hey,
and I just say we'll be in touch.
I'll be here.
I'm sure you will.
Day.
And I just walk out. I don't even say anything else.
Yeah. All right. You close the door. It locks with what sounds to be like a very big locking mechanism.
Back up towards the ship, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I kind of give you that like, like, all right. And I just started to walk.
I'll click the bead on and let the guys know that we're heading on back so they should get everything packed up and engines revved and everything.
All right.
Delay
Yeah,
the engine revving for now.
Well, how about at least pack up the crates of stim that we had pulled out of cargo?
Yeah, they should get everything trim. I'd like to have the conversation in the relative safety of the ship before we continue our journey.
Okay. If you go back to the ship, you make it there without incident.
Boo.
Okay. So I just want to have a conversation with you, fine gentlemen. Do we want to go talk to Zarkov before we continue this venture and find out his half of the story? That way we have all the information presented to us before we go willy-nilly into the breach.
You know what? Honestly, Captain, I feel that we have a location, and we have a who. So I really don't much care about the why.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea to go speak to him yet. We don't know what the friction between these two, how much on Zarkov's side it is. It might be better to have something in hand first before we go talk to them. That might be the better bargaining chip than kind of showing them our hand now.
Plus, if we can kind of just bypass him altogether, I mean, all we have to do is collect the money, drop it back off to Fancy McFencer, and I think that'll be the end of our alliance with him.
Okay, fair enough. I figured beg to ask the question. This is why I have you guys here with me. Make the ship ready.
Yeah.
Then we will prepare to take off. And as a parting gesture, we will leave, if we have the appropriate amasec that the harbor master was looking for, we'll have it. I'll have it delivered to him in preparation of greasing the skids for the next time we need something while we're here.
Sure. Yeah, you have some in your personal stash for sure.
Okay, I will send some down.
Was there possibly a bolter waiting for me when in a nice little pretty bow by the time we got back?
Oh yeah. Roll against, since he was doing it through that stuff, I would say roll against a 79.
All right. Watch me roll a 100. 44.
There you go.
Yay.
Nice shiny new bolter pistol. Technically not new. Most of them are rebuilds, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's probably basic.
Yes, it is not a good quality or best quality. It's
I'm okay
standard.
with that.
But even standard quality bolt pistol is badass.
Indeed.
All right. I think we should
I will
wrap
name her Barbara.
since we're
Since we're after 12 for you guys.
Yeah. I'm already pressing my luck on podcasts. So I should probably actually sleep. Although I took a nap, so that was good.
Yeah, there you go.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for running. Thanks you guys for playing. We had Tom in the chat. Hey, Tom. Thanks for chatting with us while we were playing. And I know Vince was in there. And who was the other person? Shout outs. Skyjam in 20. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. We appreciate all you guys popping in and chatting with us. I guess that's it. Thanks everybody for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Adios.
See ya.
Later.